Nice! The Bunnymeister has the same shoe size. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana is a brand new Kannada language gangster drama written, directed and starring Raj B. Shetty. It was released theatrically just when Austria, where I live, went into another lockdown. So unfortunately I wasn't able to watch this in cinemas and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to watch it at all. Which is why I decided to instead watch and review Raj B. Shetty's previous and first film Ondu Muteya Kate, aka Story of an Egg. And now I have to give out two big thank yous to the several fans who told me that I should reach out to the producers and ask for a screener, and then of course to Raj B. Shetty and his team because they indeed provided me with one. Thank you so much. Still, I'm pretty happy that I watched Raj B. Shetty's first film before, because it's quite interesting to see the progression to this one, how different they are, but also to see the similarities, or rather Raj B. Shetty's particular style of filmmaking. Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana is a classic gangster drama, and you can feel influences ranging from Martin Scorsese to Anurag Kashyap. It's a story of two childhood friends, Hari and Shiva, who grew up like brothers and who become notorious gangsters who control the city of Mangaluru in the Indian state of Karnataka. On the surface, this is actually a super basic gangster plot and you won't find any big twists and turns or really complex subject matters. But there's also a certain beauty to that simplicity, and then there's also the mythological and religious aspects to it all. Layers that I'm only partly able to pick up on. The title, Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana, can be translated as one sits on Garuda, one mounts Vrishaba, which refers to the Hindu deities Vishnu, who is also known as Hari, the supreme being who creates, protects and transforms, and Shiva, the god of destruction. Now I won't pretend that I know even just the basics about Hinduism, I really don't. I picked up on some visual motifs like the blue color on the young Shiva's body or the trident-like stick he holds in his hand, but I certainly won't get all the deeper connotations, which would certainly elevate this film but also isn't necessary to enjoy it. Raj B. Shetty does a terrific job introducing and immersing us into this world. The film begins with an opening credits sequence with the song Demon in Me that really feels like directly out of a James Bond movie. And the first real scene, a confrontation at the police station, immediately gives us all the information that we need to know. These two men, Hari and Shiva, are the ones in charge, and you better not mess with them. And in classic gangster and classic Indian manner, we then get an extensive flashback that shows us how they first met and how their bloody success story began. It's quite captivating, painting Shiva as this mysterious, almost mythological character who emerged from a black hole and as an adult helped Hari along his way by simply destroying or murdering all the obstacles. Hari is played by Rishabh Shetty, who is a filmmaker himself, and Shiva, who is definitely the focal point of the movie, is played by director and screenwriter Raj B. Shetty himself. In his previous film he played the lead as well, and both protagonists are mostly very quiet characters. But Shiva is only quiet until he isn't anymore. If the situation calls for it, if something or someone is in their way, he transforms into this force of nature who without hesitation or mercy just kills. Almost like a grounded psycho killer who every now and then goes to jail for it and who also likes to walk in the slippers of his victims. I feel like this character is also kind of exemplary for the style and tone of the film. A term that I used quite a lot in my review for Ondu Muteya Kate was low-key. And I think that goes for this one as well. There's a calmness and also coldness to it. The performances and overall tone are very grounded and restrained. At the same time, it has these highly stylistic moments, mostly through the cinematography and the heavy use of slow motions, and a very strong and kind of unusual background score. There is one iconic moment in the film, which I think is the biggest takeaway, in which Shiva just brutally kills someone and then bursts into this slow motion tiger dance in the rain. It's an incredible scene. And of course, I also always cherish if a movie incorporates local customs and traditions, like the tiger dances, which is something we have already seen in Ulidavaru Kandante. Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana is a very bleak film, which is amplified by the mute color palette and the slow pace. Both the cinematography and editing were done by Praveen Shriyan. The great score and songs were composed by Midun Mukundan. Unfortunately though, there were no subtitles for the songs, so I was definitely missing out on that. Overall, I think that the first half is pretty stellar, while the second one runs out of steam just a little bit. Gopal Krishnan Deshpande plays a police inspector who is also the narrator of the film, and he has some truly great scenes. While both Hari and Shiva barely show any humanity, his character is pretty relatable, and there's also some nice dark humor to it as well. The moment when he arrives in town and there's this big sign in front of his door signed by Hari and Shiva, or when he is completely on the edge and confronting his driver that he doesn't take shit anymore. Or the very last moment, which I of course don't want to spoil. He is pretty good, and yet I wished his character arc would have been fleshed out a little bit more. Some of the major events in the second half, the clash of our characters, it was just a little bit lackluster to me, and that's where I'm coming back to the beginning of the review when I said that the film is very basic. There's something nice and almost meditative about everything being so stripped down. We barely get any information about Hari and Shiva's backgrounds. There are no love interests. Except just 2 or 3, there aren't even any women in the film. And the story progression and conflicts are also very straightforward. But honestly, in the end, it was almost too simplistic and familiar for me. It's still quite a good film, the score and soundtrack are fantastic, and Rajbir Shetty does succeed in bringing his own vision and touch to it. Yet I was also not touched by the story or characters at the end, and appreciated it more for its style. So in German I'd say, Rajbir Shetty zeigt in eindrucksvoller Dreierfunktion als Regisseur, Drehbuchautor und Hauptdarsteller, dass er das Kannada-Kino ordentlich aufwirbelt. Sein zweites Werk ist ein symbolträchtiges, unterkühltes und stilistisch pointiertes, aber auch eher simples Gangsterdrama. I give Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.3, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Garuda Gamana Vrishaba Vahana. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at The Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.